Peace, y'all. G.R.O.W.T.H podcast, your man Kofa. Wake your ugly ass up. I'm gonna go straight into the video. Went live the other night with my partner Josh Powell. We chopped it up. Just two black men talking and discussing about these situations with parents taking out their kids. Let's just go ahead and get straight to it. Listen to my brother commentary in the initial few minutes, and then I'm gonna hop on live with him, and then we're gonna go from there. Peace.
And just wanted to, share some things that was on my heart in regards to everything, man. It was a bit heavy, but yeah, we early tonight. Got to be early tonight, cause man, that stuff was on my spirit. So I don't know if anybody had the chance. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. I'm trying to see what's the proper way to tag it. I don't know. Let me see what I can put right here. There we go. So I'll just pin this, right? Y'all share this thing, whatever's on your spirit. But basically, peace and love, family. Peace and love. But if y'all get a chance, man, share the live. But I'm gonna get straight to it because it's been on my spirit all day. And there was several situations that has happened like within the past week or so. Where people, committing suicide, trying to or being successful at hurting or killing people close to them. It's just really heavy, man, and that's why I couldn't really wait. And even me jumping on here now, just kind of going with it. But again, it was on my spirit because so many times we're in a position, and this is why it's important, man. Family, friends, loved ones. This is why this is why your part is so important, because there are so many signs and things that we don't pay attention to, or we ignore because we feel like it's not my business or it's not my place to think, not my place to speak on it. But when I watched that video, for example, of that father who was about to, during the video, he was saying this is his last video. He's gonna kill his kids, and just everything that was going on, and the frustration, the pain in his voice. Him talking about his girl at the time and him taking her back and how she was treating him, just all of these things, right? And he was in such a bad space, so much so where he felt it was necessary to kill his kids as well as himself. But basically pointing the blame and saying, this is on her. You know what I'm saying? Because of how she treated him. And the other video of the lady who, took her kids' lives and said it was the father's fault. But after reading the article, the dad actually was trying to get custody because he reported that she had mental health issues and that he felt that the kids would be better off with him. It's so deep because in some situations people are aware, they try to do something about it, they're not being heard. In most situations, people ignore, they don't pay it no mind because it's not their business, or they feel like it's not their place to speak on it. And that's the part that's real heavy, is the state of mind that we're in as a society. And it's not, and again, mental health, it's not a color thing, but everything that I posted today was from people that look like me. And it just really hurts my heart for many reasons, because it makes you think and wonder what could have been done prior to these situations jumping off like that. Who could have stepped in? Who could have pushed a little harder for somebody to pay attention? Who could have made that call to 911? Who could have had that conversation? Who could have pulled the kids out of the situation because they saw the fact that the adults weren't in the best space that they need to be in? It's just so many things, man. Like it's like I have so much to say. I'm just trying to find the words because it's so heavy for so many different reasons. And when I look at the comments, even people, and I know, for the most part, they mean well with what they're saying, but at the end of the day, his life matters too, just like any other parent's life matters. Them babies' lives matter. But it's got to make you think the space that folks are in where they're at that type of point. They're at that type of point where they want to take not only their life, but an innocent child's life. And the frustration and everything has built up so much to a point where they feel like they can't take it no more. And if I'm going to suffer, we all going to suffer. And I get frustrated also at people's circles. I get frustrated at the people who say they love these people who are going through things, but you sit back and you watch them behave the way that they behave and do the things that they're doing. I get frustrated at the family members who don't step in when they could have, who don't check in when they should have, who don't do any and everything in their powers to make sure that the ones that they love are okay. It hurts, it hits home for me because of things that I've had to deal with over time. And the fact that it affects more people than we would like to admit that it does. And that you have people out here that say and do those things, but you got other people that don't take them serious. And then you got people who say that their concern is the kids' well-being, but then you won't take the proper steps in order to talk to the people that you need to talk to so that the kids can be with the correct people that they need to be with. You got people that's not willing to get help. Just no accountability across the board. And it hurts, man, because how many men out here going through it? They don't have a place to go. They feel crazy. They can't talk about nothing. And they're making rash decisions. Men are out here taking life. Men are out here taking life because mentally and emotionally or spiritually, they're not in a great space. and they don't have nowhere to turn. So everything that they do is drastic. Y'all remember the guy who was on Facebook a couple of months ago, went live right when he just finished killing, I think it was the girlfriend who was pregnant, and then he showed up at the ex-wife's house to off her next. And we'll sit up here and be like, man, that's weak, bro. Take your own life. Don't take them kids' lives. But even saying that, we don't realize what we're actually saying. And it's like, bro, life don't matter either. Like his life don't matter either. Taj, what's good, family? Like it's so frustrating, man, and it's hurtful because we're surrounded by it. We see it. We know something ain't right, but nobody's willing to personally ask or get help. Then the people who are around it that see it will stand by and not do anything because your loyalty lies to who or to what? And then you'll say you care about the kids, but do you really? Over and over again, we're seeing people taking drastic measures because they're in such a dark space that they don't want to live, and then they're taking other people with them. The young lady going 100 miles an hour in LA killed 6 people. She living. And then I seen another, the thing that I showed today is because they said that she tried to commit suicide over her boyfriend. Well, I don't know the details, but that's what the storyline reads. And my question is, what are you going through to get to that point? What have you been going through that whole time that nobody tried to help, step in, give you a hug, talk to you, do anything? And it really hurts my heart. It really has a serious effect on me because of the things that I see, the things that I know, the conversations I've had, my own personal experiences, and people just, it's like it don't bother them, bro. It don't have no effect on them. And nobody's willing to do the right thing. What we see is the end result. And so many people throughout time, months, weeks, they've seen all kind of signs and ain't said a word. People are so mentally gone. People are so mentally gone, man, that it ain't enough just to take their life. Like, you know what kind of place you got to be in to kill your own child. Bro, it just ain't right, man. And I'm more angry. I mean, not angry. Excuse me. I'm more hurt and I'm more frustrated than anything. Because the other part to all of these things in life is people don't feel it's important enough until it affects them. And I'm hurt and I'm bothered because people will sit back, man, and watch other people suffer and give the excuse of, that's not my business. That's not my place. You sit back, you don't do nothing about it, man, and then all of a sudden, you got blood on your hands. And I know, and I feel like every one of us, if you're on this live or you know some people, I'm sure y'all could think about a situation or know somebody that knows somebody that's got a crazy situation. And you just sat back, you know about it, you heard about it, but you ain't do nothing. You ain't do nothing about it. Folks out here losing their life, man. I know people talk about these babies, man, but shit. Do you know how crazy this is? It's a death sentence either way. I want y'all to think deeper and think further. It's a death sentence either way. If you being raised by a parent that is experiencing that type of trauma and them type of curses, that type of energy, it's a lose-lose either way because now you're putting other human beings in the world that's going to be disruptive and they're going to be toxic and they're going to cause things. They're going to behave in a certain way that could be hurtful to somebody else. But we'll sit up here, man, and not say nothing. Or don't take them babies' lives, or don't do this, or don't do that. And that's why I be so big on people gotta do better. People gotta do better and do the work before they get into relationships, before they sit up here and just have kids. And then it's like everybody wants to be, not everybody. Let me take that back. Majority of folks, because they don't want to be in a relationship, they like, oh shit, I just want to have a kid, man. Having kids ain't a cool thing to do, bro. It's a responsibility. And the problem is everybody out here just want to have kids just for the hell of it because it's a cool thing. It makes me a man. It makes me a woman. Whatever your reasoning is, and you're not thinking about the kids. Because you passing stuff down. These kids are in the world. Therefore, they're going to come across hundreds or maybe thousands of people during their lifetime. What type of effect, what type of legacy are they going to leave? What type of influence or impact are they going to have? Come on, man. Like it really, really, really bothers me. It really did something to my spirit today. And I've been waiting and wanting to talk about this all day. And I've been racking my brain. I was talking, I don't know if Kofa's still on here. Yeah, he is. But I've been like me. I was talking to him about it because I was like, bruh, this stuff is so crazy, man. And we sit here, bruh, and I'm sorry for ranting. I know my words could probably be all over the place, man, but I'm heavy. I'm heavy, y'all, because what I want to share, I really can't dive into it, man, for my own personal reasons. And it frustrates me because of how people be playing and sitting back and they see it and they not doing nothing about it. Like, they not doing nothing about it. It really, really hurts my heart, man. Hold on. I'm gonna pull you up, Kofa. I'm gonna grab you. Let me see. Let me see what well, he left now. Okay. I thought he wanted to. You still trying to go live? I guess not. It's gone. I was gonna put it up there, but hold on, Kofa. Shut off, man.
I'm here, bro.
This this why I be so numb, bro.
I know we was talking earlier, and this was the big one. I'm frustrated on both sides, man. And you know, kind of where I go. I've seen more of the video of the father that killed his kids and himself that I did of the mother down in New Orleans that stabbed the babies. Went live on IG. My children is. I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. With blood still on her. IG made sure they took that shit down. This video been floating around all day of the father.
That's true, bro.
So then with the mother, and I'm seeing sympathy for the mother. Matter of fact, I think I got the thing pulled up. When the news reported it, it's a cat. I think I sent it to you. When the dude was like, you know, I feel bad for everybody involved, but you know, I feel bad for the kids, I feel bad for the father, but I really feel bad for the mom.
Reverend Johnny Arvey is the pastor of the Law Street Missionary Baptist Church just down the street from the mother's home.
It hurts. It's sad. You know, I feel for the children, the father, and even the mother. I really feel bad for her.
And she the one that killed the kid. Tried to kill the other one. Miraculously, I think the little boy survived. And then it go back to the dad trying to get custody months ago. Wrote a detailed letter how she drinking and driving under the influence. She taking non-prescription drugs or whatnot, that she was unstable. But then we have this the following day with the brother that killed himself and his kids. So everybody's so focused on daddy being effed up that it negate what the first father tried to do and get his kids. But when brothers out here stomping a mud hole in the ground saying, hey, I need my kids, it's still this trope. It's this why I talk so much about the narrative. We have been hearing this so long that the mother is the better parent, the mother is this, that, and the third. I'm gonna share this real quick because I had to go look it up. I knew the numbers was out there, but I had to go look it up. So this PDF is from the childwelfare.gov website, and I'm gonna just show the numbers. This is for neglect, abuse, children that have died under any of them circumstances. So it says, who are the perpetrators? 79% child abuse or neglect and fatalities coming from two of the parents. 29% of them, going round up to an even 30, are the mothers. The mother alone, 30%. But what's the narrative? The daddy effed up. 14, go ahead round up to an even 15. 15% are the fathers acting alone. So the mothers killing their kids is double. But what's the narrative? Then you get into the additional numbers, 22.6% perpetuated by two parents known in the act together, non-parents, your babysitters, your nannies, and stuff like that. And these are different ways the kids dying. Neglect is the biggest one, not feeding your kids, leaving them at home alone. They're not capable of taking care of themselves. Physical abuse, medical neglect, child sick, you don't want to take them to the doctor, things of that nature. Sexual abuse, psychological abuse, and other. These are what's killing the kids. But these are numbers, bro. But what's the narrative? The daddy is messed up. 29%. Mother acting alone. Father acting alone. And that's the one of the lowest numbers. Not a good thing, of course, but still one of the lowest numbers. Other relationships involving at least one parent. So that's your blended family situations. And the 3% unknown. Somebody done kicked in the door, something crazy. Your girl driving down the street drunk because she mad at a boyfriend, upset with a boyfriend, killed 6 people, but she alive and breathing. But everybody just seen them numbers. But what's the narrative? It's daddy fault. And people think I'll be joking when I say they're gonna find the nearest black man to blame. And like you said earlier, it's not just about color, but they're gonna find the nearest man to blame. But think about that. Mother by themselves is double.
It definitely ain't about color, and I ain't even trying to target, a pinpoint or say what the women or the moms is doing versus the dads, because it's all wrong. And I know that's not your message either. I just got to put the disclaimer out because sometimes people get offended, and it's like, yo, this ain't the time to be getting offended. Like, these are just straight conversations, which no matter what the subject matter is, these are just straight conversations, just so that we can just build and grow together. But even in your statement, to go with the narrative, the fact that the girl who went 100 miles an hour, killed 6 people, did this, did that, and they finished it off with she was committing suicide because of the boyfriend. Then the girl, and here's the other crazy part. When I posted the girl in New Orleans, one of my partners who hoops, he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, that's my cousin." And he was like, "Bruh, it's crazy because the dad was right and he was trying to get custody and they wasn't hearing it." But even in the article, I took the screenshot. I didn't circle it. I should have circled it. The part where they said, "Jermaine, it's your fault."
Yeah. See, when she went live,
And
all came out.
even in the video with the gentleman that killed himself and his 3 kids, even with everything going on, even he was trying to blame, you know what I'm saying, out of fairness for the argument, he was trying to blame the mom for what he was about to do.
You lied, my nigga. You're a habitual cheater, my nigga. And you have given yourself to men. You have given me STD behind this shit. Like, I'm not paranoid, cuz. You hear me? You fucked other niggas recklessly. I forgave you for it. You won't even come home, baby. You won't even come home like I'm a sucker. So watch this, Gayla. Watch this.
And it sucks, bruh, because in my opinion, I feel that so many people sit back, they watch people behave like this, they see the signs, they they know something ain't right, and they'll stay out of it because it ain't their business. And then the other ones, like you said, the dad who stepped up to the plate, we're the people to support him to make it a bigger issue at the courthouse so that these folks can act abruptly, bruh. Like, if I'm him, I'm suing the court, bruh. I'm gonna try to figure out something because it's like, bro, I told y'all.
And now he
I
lost.
told y'all wasn't trying to hear me. Now I done lost my child. My other one fighting for their life, and y'all still minimizing his efforts. Like how you said, no matter what's going on, it's like, bruh, can't catch a break.
You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. And that's my thing, bro. I'll put the disclaimer out. I'm placing blame where blame belongs. Whether it's a mother, a father, other family member, whatnot. But I wanted to show the numbers because of the thought process.
The narrative,
Because of that thought process is the reason why the first dad didn't get his kids. Because daddy messed up. So yeah, mama might be a little screwed up, but that's a man. We can't give the kids to the mom. I mean to the father. We can't do that. And the numbers is right here. And she's unstable. And he wrote a well-placed direct letter to the court. When I was trying to get my oldest, and I even filed the court paperwork, bro. I'm being patient. I work in the legal field, so I know that sometimes things take time. But 3-4 months go by, we don't got no court date. I got to call the court, send an email requesting an immediate court date because they dragging their feet. And my baby mama wasn't abusing her. It was just that rough area of my daughter coming into her womanhood, but she ain't grown yet, and that friction ain't gonna work in the house. So before something like this happened, because nobody knows when it does, this is why we use the word snap. It's a quick action. A snap is a quick action. You done pulled a rubber band before. The rubber band done stretched 1,000 times. That one time it don't stretch, what happens? It breaks. So daddy done seen this many times. He's trying to get the kids before the mom breaks. And basically the court is like, nah, we good. The kids are fine. The situation with the brother up in I think it was Philadelphia. Still don't know what truly happened with that, where he stabbed his baby mama 17 times. Believe they had I know she had 6 kids. I don't know if all of them were his, but from the family photos, look like all of them are his. But he flipped out. Stabbed her 17 times. Now he going to jail forever. The kids ain't got no parents. But again, like you said, let's go back to the beginning. What was going on to cause any of this? What could have been helped before any of this? And in all fairness, we don't know what family members did call, did check in, did say, hey, just let me get the kids for the summer, whatever the case may be. We don't know. And the system is just so jacked up. I remember when I first moved to Atlanta, I was probably here maybe 6 months. And it was this couple, they killed their daughter. Both of the parents. Killed the little girl, put her in a trash can, set the trash can on fire, trying to get rid of the evidence. And that's how somebody found her dead. Because, hey, there's a fire over here. Pull the little girl by out. It's her. It's the parents. They find out it's the parents. But DHR had been to the house 4-5 times. It left the child in the custody of the parents. And the thing I point out about this, because again, we're single fathers, them been in that boat before. Let us raise our voice. We're abusive. We're emotionally abusive because we screamed at our kids.
Shit, I know. I'm just coming off paperwork.
Let us have just a spaz out, let daddy be moment. But the mothers get to have that cycle over and over and over and over again. And then when it happens, that's what really pissed me off about both of these cases. The fact that it's children dead and the sympathy for the mother side, for the one that took her kid's life. Then we hear this trope all the time. Again, the same narrative. You don't know what it's like to be a single mother. It's so tough out here. But nobody, like I was talking with one of my partners the other day, you have no clue what it's like to be a black single father. Again, not wanting to bring race and all that into, but we have to analyze that. We can do 100 rights. That one time we slip up, that's what gets circled, highlighted, underlined, asterisk by it, quotations. People remember that one slip up. Mama been driving with the kids drunk, popping pills. Dad doing the right thing, trying to be patient, go through the court system. And the court is, again, dragging their feet. Left them babies in the care of that woman, and she wasn't stable. And that's the question I got with the father. That's an interesting scenario to me. It's sad. No, he should not have killed them babies, but like you said, that brother lives matter too. What was he dealing with? If he was so unstable, he's so jacked up as a man, and we know how the system works, why did he have all those kids that night?
Yeah, it's fair both ways. That's why I said it, bro. Because it's no way somebody gets to that point like this. It's been a build up of stuff that's happened and people just ignoring it. And we, the men, all the stuff that I seen, like, bro, we out here taking life like everybody's.
You know, and that's the thing I said about, you mentioned the brother a couple months ago, back in December, that killed his pregnant girlfriend and then went over there and killed his ex-wife. But that was one of my probably first YouTube videos I did speaking about that, because that one hurt, bro. And I spoke about it. He had already died a death. He was breathing. He was already dead. That's why it was so easy for him.
Yeah.
He had already died of death 100 times over the last 3 years, and then for his
He was the custody thing, and they wasn't letting him see.
He wasn't letting him see his kids. And then the third one said, and then the second one, pregnant with the baby, was like,
I'm gonna do you the same.
Do you the same way.
That's what triggered him.
Dead.
That's what triggered him.
And when he dropped that phone, and the last thing he said, today's the day. I remember that one vividly. Today's the day. And I've told people before, no, it's not right. But I've been in the military 14 years today. I know some killers. And everybody ain't shooting from a tank miles away. Everybody ain't a sniper. Some people done blew people's brains out just from here to the damn mailbox. Close range combat. Had to stab somebody. Had to beat him to death with something. I know what a killer looks like. And a lot of times when they're in that mode, they're in that space, just as fucking calm. Because the decision been made. Everybody snapping ain't just out there pulling their hair out, running around crazy, drooling at the mouth, this image that we have from the movies and stuff like that. No, like Buddy said, today's the day. And it's done, just like that.
It's hurt, bro.
It just multi-layered. And then, again, I'm a male advocate. It is what it is. And I hate to stay on the gender piece, but old girl, they were going 100 miles an hour. You driving 100 miles an hour through LA traffic, through a busy street that you know is busy that time of day, every day, in order to kill yourself and take out 6 people instead, including a pregnant woman. But who got the sympathy? The woman that killed 6 people. It couldn't have been Kofa. It couldn't have been Josh. Sympathy? Oh, he did it because his girlfriend left him. And I'm just speaking on that because I've been reading the comments. The videos are chilling themselves.
I didn't even see the comments, bro. Like they giving a pass or something.
That's what set me off. No, just when the news articles were posted, when it was, going viral or whatnot, just reading the comments. You're going to have your trolls. You're going to have your fake accounts. But the majority of stuff on social media, these are real people. This is what people are thinking. If she did it, yeah, she was wrong, but it was because of a man. Dude just as wrong. He blamed his baby mama. Don't nobody want to hear that. And he said it on the live. I'm doing this because of XYZ. You out here sleeping around, this, that, and the third. I keep taking you back. So I got to ask the question, where was the baby mama at? Was she laying up on some dude while this crazy ass dude had their kids? Were all the kids even his? Did he find something out like that? It's layers to it that we may never get the answers to. And again, none of it's right. Because the kids either gone or they don't have a parent.
But that narrative, to your point, is what's killing us. Like, it's so much deeper than the actual action. Because people are already in a space. Just like you mentioned, the king, the brother from Facebook, he was already dead. Like he was in the zone.
And he drove. He killed one and then drove to go kill the other one. By the grace of God, he had the presence of mind not to hurt his kids, other than the unborn. God bless. But he offed himself
Did he kill? He killed himself after
he killed the ex-wife.
he killed both of the women that killed himself.
So, and he mentioned a brother in there that he had been speaking to. I think his name was Oliver or something like that. So I don't know how much work Oliver was able to put in trying to talk his boy off the ledge. He probably did it a couple of times. But again, when he made that decision and said it out loud, today's the day. Now, I know people think I be going hard on the women and all that. It's a reason. Men have feelings too. Men have thought processes too. You can call them a simp. You can call them weak. You can call them this, that, and the third. Because the day we not there, we get blamed for that. That goes back to the damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah, I know you're their father, but it's almost like fatherhood don't count as parenthood.
Not unless you will. And even in this case,
The only parent is the mother.
yeah.
That's
I still deal with that. You'll be telling me like, can be talking to me about our children or child or whatever, and be like, yeah, my son da 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 da. If you really pay attention, bro, there's so many answers, so much that's out there, and it's like it's acceptable. Like I think Portia said it earlier. Like some of the comments saying, you know, how we got to keep fighting and doing all these things, man. Trust me, brothers are fighting until they can't fight no more. Sometimes a part of the fight is just taking a step back or two.
bruh. The thing people forget about when you out there fighting, somebody got to lose.
Big facts.
We
And
not.
that be frustrating, man, because you know you get commentary from people that talk about a man's effort, even the brothers who are in position, and it's like, bruh, if you really gonna be honest, bruh, it ain't that sweet, man. Like it ain't, and you don't know what a brother could be going through just to fight for his kids, man. But shit, what happens when the brother get tired?
When you get the financial strain. What happened when the money?
All of it, bro.
Because he still got to live.
They don't even care about that. I went live, remember, I don't know if you was on that live. I went live a couple months ago after I left court, bro. I was telling them for how the judge was telling me I mismanaged my money. Because I was keeping a roof over my head, bro.
And then if you lose that roof, well, we just gonna get the kids to the mom because you can't
But
provide.
listen, it's a lose-lose, bro. Listen, and I'm real about mine, bro. It don't make me any less of, bro. I went through some real financial stuff during this COVID period, man. For real.
Yeah.
Real. You feel me? Like I'm in a better place now. But listen, family, out of all honesty and transparency, bro, like that shit was rough. And I got myself in a situation, but I made decisions based on the fact that shit, I need to keep these lights on, make sure everything is everything. I do the best I can. Folk gonna tell me I mismanaged my bread, bro. And I don't care how her attorney might try to spin it or make it seem, bro, this ain't that. I wasn't out here splurging or doing X, Y, and Z.
Oh no, bro. They mind you at the strip club.
Bro, motherfucker telling me everything, you know, you ain't this and you ain't that, plus you did this and did that, bro. I ain't got no reason to cap on that.
Ain't no benefit to it.
Man, listen, if I could, if I had it to do it, I'd pay M's to keep them folks out my business, bro. And to keep my name out their mouth and going about their business. Just let me get these kids. Just shut up and leave me alone.
Bro, it's similar thing when I went to court. And I know yours was rough. But when I go to court, by the grace of God, my daughter was old enough, in Alabama where she didn't need a guardian ad litem. She could speak for herself. She was old enough. She was 13 going on 14. I sat in the courtroom, and this is the trip part. This is why I talk about the narrative so damn much. Because there's so many men that have accepted it. It's an older black man, judge, sitting on the bench. He looked me dead in my face, was like, "Why do you want your child?" I was like, "I think I can provide a better home for her," things like that. Came with she's always had insurance, always had medical care. I've always worked for them past 13, 14 years up until now, and she's an adult now. But I always kept the basics, not the bare minimum, but the basics, the foundational stuff. This man looked me in my face, was like, "You just want some money." I had to swallow my pride, bro. I wanted to jump out myself. Couldn't believe, one, I heard this from another man, two, an elder black man. Because again, the narrative, dad is incapable of taking care of his own children. What kind of man want to take care of his child? What kind of man is that? That's the narrative. That's the thought process. And then when I get her, I'm getting questions from different people, a lot of women. Well, what was going on so bad you had to get her from her mom? Wouldn't there be a question if the situation was reversed?
Mm-hmm.
That's what bothers me so much. That's why I showed those numbers. Because there's so many men and the brothers that see this, we got to stop accepting that. Because we got to think like this. This is deep, man. It's deep, and it don't have to be. That's what bothers me. It don't have to be.
Yeah.
Me and Shawty ain't work out. You a good parent. I'm a good parent. We gonna parent it slightly different, but collectively we can raise a healthy child, and that's for the men and the women. If that person just don't want you, they just don't want you. But again, I asked for the father that took his own life and took the lives of his children. What was that mother doing? Because that's the other part of the narrative. If mama's so good, why did daddy have all three of those kids? If daddy's so messed up, why did he have all three of those kids? Because we know women have a bigger circle. They're the more social of both genders. The church is more willing to help. We just spoke about the court being more willing to help. Family members are more willing to help. Friends. You got all your homegirls. Y'all can go turn up together, sit around and on the phone for hours, drink wine and champagne together, and kiki and giggle. But y'all can't give each other a break. Y'all can't watch each other kids. If it's that serious,
Yeah.
and people don't understand how many times this happened, because most of the time the women have the kids. So who's raising these kids in these jacked up environments? Got a homeboy, thought the little girl was his, ended up not being, but he was dealing with a chick way down in New Orleans. Chick knew for all intents and purposes that the baby wasn't his, but let the little girl, she's like 1, 2 at the time, go with him from New Orleans all the way back to Atlanta. Now, what if my boy was crazy? What if he was a child molester? You just let some stranger, some dude you was hitting, take your child 2-3 states over and don't even know where he live at. This man buying toys. New Orleans is a 6-7 hour drive from Atlanta, bro. He either driving down there, spending time in the city with the little girl, or going down there, turning right back on the road to come back and bring her to Atlanta. 12, 14 hour drive on the road, and then being a dope ass daddy when he got her. But people really don't understand this. This is why I be on the women so bad. I'm pointing out these holes in these stories and these narratives that mama can do no wrong. We still hear that trope. It's 2022, and we still, everybody on this live done heard, but that's still your mama.
Yeah.
Mama batshit crazy, but that's still your mama.
Yeah. And it's like we normalize it, you know what I'm saying? Even from the standpoint of just relationship, if a woman get out of pocket, it's like it's normal. That's what she's supposed to do. That means she loves you. Nah, bro.
No, that's abuse, that's neglect, that's all that stuff. That's toxic. But it's cool to be toxic now.
It is. That's what that girl spoke on that thing I posted a week ago. The young and the young generation talk about how that's cool for people to be jealous and that's what they into. Nah, bro.
Ain't enough jealous excitement in the world.
Yeah, no, this ain't that, man. It hurt, boy.
It does, man. And it's like you said, it's not about race, but when you see somebody that look like you, that's in a similar situation like you, and for both of them brothers, I wish they had a Kofa. But that's the work we doing. That's the work we doing on Sundays, chopping it up. For any brothers on the call, hell, any ladies on the call, send your young men our way. Hit either one of us in the DM so we can drop that link. I know we talked about it on the last live, but we're trying to grow this thing. Because all them brothers we mentioned, they need a Josh. They need a Kofa. I needed Josh. Josh needed me.
Yeah,
without even knowing it until the conversation started.
Yeah.
The whole reason I got custody of my daughter was because of another man. Another brother that's a couple years older than me, his daughter a couple years older than mine. When we sat in the car, I'll never forget, we was on lunch one day and we were sitting in the car just having a conversation. And I was telling him what was going on. He said, bro, I'm looking in the mirror. And then he started telling me his story. When I say that shit was damn near verbatim, and he looked me dead in the eye, he was like, bro, stop asking. Go file the paperwork. Go get your daughter. And that's when my light bulb went off.
Yeah.
And that's when I filed that paperwork. But I needed to hear it from another man. But people don't they tend not to appreciate us when we when we are emotionally intelligent. Because God forbid, a black man be a human being and have emotions and things like that. And not operating in his emotions. You can be emotional, but you still have to operate through logic. We still got to be patient because the system is not on our side. Again, going back to the father trying to get his kids and not under no false pretense.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But what this last dude did is it's gonna make it equally as hard, or just keep the same narrative going of daddy don't know what he doing. I say it jokingly, but it's damn near like it's true. If the police don't kick in the door with the SWAT team, see 15 keys of coke on the table and an orgy going on in front of the children, they're not gonna take them kids from the mother.
They still may not do it. They might take them temporarily to let her get herself together so she can get them back.
Or award them to the state. Don't even give them to the daddy or his side of the family. We're just gonna put them in state custody. until mama get back on her feet. And I try to be solution based as well. It sounds like complaints, it sounds like whining and bitching and all that. But if we don't address the problem, you're not gonna fix it.
Yeah.
That's like looking at a math problem and you don't want to work it.
Yeah.
I know I'm talking a lot, bro, but this was heavy. Like you beat me by 30 minutes hopping on this thing, man.
You right. But it need to be said, bro. Like my spirit is heavy, bro. Is heavy with numbness. It's just so many different things that I feel for so many different reasons. And the problem that I have with a lot of people and how we view stuff is we wanna sit up here and say, that man ain't right. What kind of man is he? He a weak man because of X, Y, and Z. Even if it's a woman, they'll say the same thing. But it's like we don't never go backwards and really try to understand why people behave the way that they behave and what happened, right, for this to get to that point.
The timeline.
Because it ain't like he woke. Like, that's the thing I want people to understand. We're so in our own, we're not paying attention to all of these signs. And it's not just people from the outside. We don't do that with our own partners, significant other, that one family member. Like, we sit up here and just ignore everything, bro. Oh man, she just crazy. She love me.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That ain't what's up. Oh no, he just jealous. He just be on that. That lets me know he cares. Oh sis, that
Oh,
ain't it.
that's just how we operate.
That
We've,
ain't it.
we've been doing this for years
That ain't it. That ain't it.
until somebody does step in, like the video I did a couple weeks ago with the brother getting shot here in Atlanta, trying to intervene with dude beating on his girlfriend. Boyfriend put a round in him. He gone. I don't even know if they found them people. It's been a couple weeks. She leave with the boyfriend. But like I said, if he'll do that in broad daylight, that's their MO. That's how they get down. And it ain't right on either side.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, that ain't my business. See, that's why people need to mind their own business. And then when something happens, what are we gonna do? What's going on in our community? I'm just tired of the candlelight vigils. I'm tired of the town hall meetings. Of hey, let's figure out when it's really not that hard. Fairness and balance. Mama gonna be better at some things, fellas. Ladies, daddy gonna be better at some things. And what's crazy is sometimes the men are better with the daughters. The mothers might be better with the sons.
Say that.
But you got to give them balance. This stuff really ain't hard, man. I hate having that conversation of, relationships are hard. And this, why you with somebody that got to be hard? I'm not saying it's not going to take no work. Everybody's an individual, but you with that person for a reason. And it can't just be sex. We got to get out that shit. But again, the narrative. Men thinking with their little head. But nobody ever wants to talk about how women think with their girl parts.
Yeah.
just frustrating. It's hurtful. It's sad. And truthfully, bro, I'm angry.
Yeah.
Because these are the ones we know about, bro. These are the ones that made the news.
Big fact.
Them numbers I showed earlier, all them ain't make the news. It's just a thing. It's another case for the police. It's another body in the ground, another body in the system. I don't know how many people on this live or in general. You ever seen a small casket that you know got a child body inside of it? That does something to you. Mentoring. I done lost kids, bro. And it's usually behind a domestic violence situation. The first kid I did lose was murdered by his mom boyfriend, trying to protect his mother from a dude that she wouldn't leave. So these numbers are real, the stats are real, the news is real, and unfortunately, the comments are real.
Pretty much.
It's either we numb to it, or again, find the nearest man to blame. And that's facts, Portia. When sex is the only glue in a relationship, shit'll fall apart slowly and becomes dangerous. Because you trying to hold on to something that ain't there. That's like somebody drowning and they think that somebody threw them a life vest. You splashing trying to grab something that ain't there.
Man.
This is the stuff that, again, for the men on the call, for the men that will see this, we got to talk, man.
Yeah.
We got to talk. I just kind of pivoting real quick. I was just talking to one of my partners about something work related, and I was like, "Bro, you could have asked me that. Something simple at work, fix the situation." He was like, "Yeah, but that's not your responsibility," which it wasn't. But I've been at the job longer than him. A simple conversation could have avoided a lot of stuff that transpired after what happened.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk. We didn't have that conversation. And I kind of just found out about it. So brother got to talk, man. Not gossip. Not complain. It's okay to have a vent session. Cause before we leave, this what men do. We fix things, or at least try to. Yeah, I might have messed up a nail here or there, but I tried to put that board up, held it together for a second. It may not be fixed, but we can work it. We gave each other something to work with. But pivoting back to this situation, these situations, plural. That's what's sad. There's an S on the end of that thing. It's plural. Again, bro, it's heavy. I just done seen too much in my work. I done been through too much as an individual, as a man, as a father. I done seen too much with brothers like yourself going through it. And it bothers me. That's why I go, quote unquote, hard on the women, because it's like it happened and people just emotional, because that's just how women are with abuse.
Yeah.
I done seen the cigarette burns that mothers have put out on their sons because he looked too much like his daddy. You know, I don't want anybody to take away that it's just the moms or I'm just harping on them. But again, it's the narrative that bothers me because that keeps it going. People really believe that. Like you had just mentioned a second ago, even as men, oh man, she just crazy. Or the crazy ones got the best cat. That type of mentality, that type of talk, that narrative, that idea, and then it comes to fruition, and then we sitting around with our mouth open like, I can't believe this. Shit, I can. It's crazy, man. It's literally crazy. We claim we trying to fix something and using the same methods. That is the definition of insanity. Doing the same exact thing, expecting a different result. It's not just you, Portia. We all guilty of it, sis. But when that light bulb go off, we got to have the conversation. We got to have the conversation out loud. That's why these lives are important. YouTube space is important. It's gonna be foolishness. It's gonna be stuff you disagree with. But you reaching people. You had a mother kill her children, or her child tried to kill her children in New Orleans. The father that took his own life and the lives of his kids way out in Oklahoma. You got the brother that flipped out for whatever his reasons are and stabbed the mother of his children 17 times. But I've heard more about the brother stabbing the sister and the brother deleting himself and his kids than I have about the woman going on live with blood still on her that just killed her children, her child. It's not worth it, y'all. It's not worth it. Even if you're living in that death mode, that space to that brother we spoke about killing his soon to be baby mama and ex-wife. I said that he was dead while he was living, but it's still not worth it. Especially taking them babies, give them babies an opportunity. Give them an opportunity to live. Give yourself a chance to live. Because it's gonna come out brighter on the other side. Even if it don't seem like it, it may not be the ideal situation that you dreamed of, but you're still here. You still got a chance to fight. You still got a chance to spend time with those other kids. You got a chance to make some more. You got a chance to live and love yourself. I'm telling the brothers on the call, man, you matter. You matter, and you're not crazy. We can't keep playing into these tropes, especially the men. So it's okay to feel shame and guilt, but you got to work through it. You got to work through it. There's a human emotion. That shame, that guilt, that hurt, that what could I have done better? And then you got to be able to understand that you did all you could do and be able to rest with that. There's something my mama had to hit me with. You've done everything you can and you can't feel bad about it. Because whichever parent or family member that got those kids that ain't doing right, you got to trust what you've instilled in them as the other parent. You got to trust in a higher power. Don't care what you call him or her. And them children may not come back to you until they well grown and then went through some of their own stuff. Because they're going to be adults way longer than they are children. And one day they light bulb going to go off and be like, oh, damn. Daddy was right. Mama was right. Whatever your individual situation is. People got to remember that we're not raising kids, we're raising adults. You don't want to put the same trauma in them and then send them out in the world and the cycle starts repeating itself. We keep doing a 360 instead of doing a 180.
That's the other thing I was saying too, bro. Like, they dead people walking as well because they don't have the proper things instilled in them. That doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying? Obviously people can't change, but it's just the point, man. Like, if I'm toxic and dealing with whatever, I'm gonna pass that to whomever. Kids, significant other, like, you gonna be a product of your environment. You ain't gonna do nothing but pass that. You just gonna keep it going.
And then your environment going to be a product of you. That cycle keep going. Like, we don't think nothing about it because it truly becomes people's norm. I've had friends that I've invited to like family dinners and stuff and were super uncomfortable because there wasn't no tension in the house. Moms had cooked, pops had grilled. We just sitting there laughing, eating good, and they were super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't their norm. Just as humans, we're creatures of habit. I really want to know these backstories. Why did he blame her? He kind of said that, she's sleeping around, whatnot. I want to know why the sister was blaming the child's father. And having been on the opposite end of that, just the fact he's trying to get his children. You're trying to steal my children. And like you said, with your situation, she just talking and my son. And that's so sad, Portia. I'm sorry, sis. That's why I don't go home too much. They can't accept the me I've become. Because so many of that, and it's crazy, it's not just a onesie twosie thing a lot of time in the family we'll find. It's a group thing. It's a hive mentality. This how that side of the family do. I don't even, I've used a lot of words, but I don't even have the words, man. This is just stuff I think about, just bro, having worked with children. Having had to call DHR on some parents. The only son hit us up, man. Hit us in the DM. We
I
both
shot him over the link already.
fit.
But I shot him over the link, bro.
For sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna let you get some rest, man. I appreciate it, bro. I'm trying to get myself together, man. Wrap my head around this.
You know, I'm finna light up another stick and do the same, bro. Just get out here, enjoy this weather and some peace, and just really mull over this. Because again, New Orleans, Oklahoma, Philly. Let's not forget, we're in another major city in the U.S. It's going on right now in Atlanta. Again, but it ain't made the news. And the sad thing is, it shouldn't have to. That's what it's called, being neighborly. Everybody claim to love God, but we forget the golden rule. You do unto others as you would have done unto you. But that's the other scary part. Some people don't think they deserve love and respect and honor.
Man, what you said, boy.
That's why they go out and do that. Again, what we talked about a couple Sundays ago, hurt people, but heal people. We're going to change that narrative. Heal people.
Yeah.
That's just a trope we keep accepting. The hurt people hurt. Nah, bro. Nah, sis. Heal people. And again, healing is ugly. You cut yourself, you're going to bleed. When the bleeding stops, it's going to scab over. That ain't the way your skin's supposed to look. It's ugly, but your body's healing. It's going to itch. It's going to burn. It's going to turn different colors. You're going to scratch it, tear the scab off. It's going to start all over again. It's going to heal. And at the end of the day, it's probably going to leave a mark or some scar tissue. That's your reminder not to do to somebody else what was done to you or what you've done to yourself. Because half the shit we're going through is self-inflicted. So we got to move off of this other stuff that we've been on for so long. Heal people. Y'all take that, run with it. Tell them Kofa sent you. Heal people.
All right, my boy.
Yeah, man.
Love you,
Man.
brother. Stay strong, man. Love you, brother. Keep me in prayer, dog.
Always, man. Daily, bro. Love you too, man.
All right, family.
Good talk.
Yeah, bro.
All right, man.
All right.
Peace.
Later.